provide your team with tools.
Mm.
So say we're an AI first organization, is communicate with your team that your company is adopting AI. And then the next tip is provide them with the tools. So whatever that means for your organization internally. I keep using it, ChatGPT, but there's so many tools out there, hundreds of tools out there. A ChatGPT might not be the right one for you. And there's hundreds out there that perform different things, some similar to ChatGPT. So, but provide the right tools and provide tools for your organization. So I think that helps reinforce we are AI first organization. And here's tools, here's how to use them, et cetera.
Tim, do you find that by announcing that you're an AI company, this helps form a new culture of AI? Because now it sounds like your employees are getting acclimated, but they are also now using this as everyday habits in their work.
Yeah, and I think there is still a dynamic, especially, people who are coming from school, maybe directly out of school.
Right.
And it's the question is, and people who have very structured job roles, it may not feel it's okay to use AI.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think in
they're saying,
academia they
yeah,
they frown upon it because of
yeah,
the plagiarism and the thesis writing. They're asking ChatGPT, but
yeah,
that's from what I've gathered from the academia world. But I think in business, it's been a huge game changer.
huge game changer. But there may be a culture, am I cheating?
Oh yeah, yeah,
No, you're not cheating. Use
right,
AI. You know,
right.
I think there's still a lot, and I see it in a lot of areas where people who write content, for example, you know,
Let's
Judy,
hear some examples.
Judy, people who write content, for example, they may say, "Hey, this is my core job.
Right,
this is my core value add.
right,
I'm not going to use it because." Not so much as a threat, but
right,
this is what I do.
right,
This
right,
is
right,
this is what I do. And instead of seeing that when you send a message out into your organization, it's okay to use that. Please
right.
use it. You
Yeah,
know, then people will be much more efficient.
right.
So in most cases, all of these you have to sort of take with a grain of salt, but for the most part, within guidelines, tell people use AI.
Yeah.
Yes, use it. Be more efficient.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think a lot of writers, I mean, I do as well. We use it as an assistant to writing and coming up with a draft or the initial outline, and then you build out the content, the meat of it. But
yeah.
yeah, it's amazing how you could reorganize and restructure an entire story just by adding a few prompts in.
Right. Yeah. So helpful. And it's really not, I mean, people who feel like it's a threat, it's
Yeah,
it's not. I mean, the biggest threat is you not using AI versus someone who does use AI. The
right,
threat is someone who uses AI. That's that's the threat.
right. So you see AI more as a complement for people, not a replacement?
Yeah. And it still is that is one there's a few different nuances to that. So I think AI right now is really a complement to humans for most part. I mean, I'm not talking about, I think a good example, maybe a good analogy is for those people who have Teslas or, self-driving cars, you still need to keep your hands on the wheel. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And people who have actually used that, which I have, you need to keep your hands on the wheel. And so I love using self-driving in my Tesla,
Yeah.
and but it has absolutely taken a U-turn,
Yeah.
not stuck because it couldn't fully make the U-turn and just
Right.
stopped in the middle of the road with
Oh, wow.
oncoming
Yeah.
traffic. Okay, it's also gotten me places just fine, but there are
Right.
still areas where you have to keep your hands on the wheel still. And another example, like I said, we've for software development, I provided my team with all the tools that they needed to fully generate code using AI, and provided them with chat GPT accounts, everything to generate code using AI.
Mm.
But if you don't know how to actually do that on your own, if you're not just using it how to be more efficient, then it's going to write code that's 95% there, but it's that other 5%. If you don't know how to bridge that gap, you might as well not use it AI at all, because you'll just go down a rabbit hole and get stuck. So
Mhm.
you still have to keep your hands on the wheel with coding. You still have to keep your hands on the wheel in your Tesla. You still have to keep your hands on the wheel for most parts. And so how that plays out in different applications is different.